Reconnect to your body here and your breath. Closing eyes if that's okay with you. Noticing your sit bones on the earth, and sit in a way that's comfortable for you. And send your roots down and your spine up tall, growing as tall as you can. And finding your breath, breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. And we'll take 3 deep breaths together, just arriving in your body. And flip your palms up and open if you are open to it. So letting that open-minded, more receptive mindset come in. Noticing how your heart feels with your palms open. Tiny shifts can feel quite different. Send the breath into that pocket behind your heart. And I thought our theme today is going to be about weeding. I've actually been weeding for the last 2 hours because it's hot right now, and that's early morning is the time to weed. But weeding your garden is essential for a healthy garden. And thinking about weeding the things you might want to weed out in your life, and lessons from maybe those different kinds of weeds, literally and metaphorically. And noticing where things might feel quite tangled up and strangled by the weeds in your body or in your life right now. Maybe they're those deep weeds that root downward and are super hard to pull out. Or maybe they're those ones that are very light and just wrap around everything lightly and even have deceptive little flowers on them, and yet are still invasive and inhibiting the thriving of the plants they're growing around. So this invitation of looking for weeds in your life or in your garden, and the different kinds of weeds there might be, and how you might like to weed them out. And even this invitation of, do you want to do it in the hot summer sun or in the cool early morning? Doing something in a way that's easier, that's pleasant, as opposed to doing things in the hardest way. Hard is not better, especially when it comes to weeding. And noticing perhaps any resistance to weeding in your life. Weeding out those things that could create space for more beauty and more flowers, more tomatoes, even more poppies, more wildflowers. Even the weeds choke out the wildflowers. Weeding is also not a perfectionist game. Taking out some makes a big difference. Taking out all can actually be problematic for the soil. It doesn't get enough shade, loses too many nutrients in the hot summer sun. The soil dries out. So thinking in your life, again, about what might be the beneficial weeding. Where might you get the biggest bang for your buck? And we'll bring a hand to heart and another hand to top. Thinking about weeding and weeding in your life from a compassionate space, very compassionate space. Not judging yourself for having the weeds. We don't judge our gardens for having weeds. Just seeing them and deciding which ones you want to attend to and when and where. We often get caught up in having to do all the things, but just choosing one section of the garden and clearing it out and noticing that satisfaction when you do. Pour the breath into your belly, all the way down into your feet, and all the way out the other way. Pouring the breath in, it's like creating space around the plants for the water and the sunshine. Pouring it all the way down into your baby toenails, and out the other way. With this breath, notice your chest rise and your hands rise, filling yourself up with the good stuff. And on the exhale, letting go some of those light weeds that are easy to pull out, yet surprisingly large when you pull them. Flipping your palms to the opposite way, that uncomfortable hold. Press the bottom hand into the heart space, sending oxytocin all around, massaging that top hand on the bottom hand, melting the cortisol, giving yourself an ideal physiologic setup for waiting. Just like having a snack and drinking some water, putting on a hat before you go weed. Wearing good shoes, wearing gloves, things like that. How can you do that in your own life? Is it pausing and breathing more? Is it taking time, quiet time? Is it going to yoga, moving more, spending time with those people that nourish you and energize you? Harder isn't better and suffering isn't better. How can you support yourself well to do this essential breathing in a way that feels good? Yoga might be one way. Taking another huge breath, pour it all the way to the pinky fingernails. And all the way back out through your chest and your mouth. And we'll bring our hands together, create some delightful energy with your hands. And bring the thumbs to your sternum. Press those thumbs into the sternum. Fingers, pads connect, palms connect. Energy courses between the elbows. And set your own intention here. Maybe it's around weeding. Maybe it's around creating space for the plants and yourself to breathe so your garden can flourish and you can flourish. Or maybe it's around not making it so hard. Whatever comes to mind here. When you're ready, lower your hands and just shake things out. Sometimes you can literally lead by shaking things. And when you're ready, sit up nice and tall and reach your arms up to the sky, have a shimmy. Let your fingers be free, your palms face one another. Inhale, lift those shoulders up through your belly. Stretch your belly and the lower rib cage. Exhale, drop your shoulders. Inhale, reach them up. Exhale, drop them. Turn the palms to face front and then outward and sweep them down by your waist, turning them out and sweep them up, palms together. Turn them around and sweep them down. Turn them around and sweep them up. Interlace your fingers, grow as tall as you can. Inhale, a slight arch back. Feel this in the spine, creating space between the vertebrae, letting the I forget what you call them, the pockets between the vertebrae fill with breath and space and blood flow. Exhale, tip leftward, it will come to me. Rest your left ear on your upper arm. Inhale, come back to center. Rest your right ear on your arm. Not stretching too much at this point, being kind. Sitting up tall, open your arms wide, clasp them at your sacrum. Press your hands to the floor. Let your shoulders come down and back. Your heart is shining forward. And drop your chin to chest. Pause here for a moment, letting the neck have some space. And send the breath in there and inviting a little weeding airflow in between the tight muscles. Huge breath in. Let your chin be heavy and the top of your head be heavy as you exhale. Once more, huge breath into those neck muscles. Pressing your hands towards the earth. Exhale, let it out. Shaking your arms out. Bring your arms behind your head, elbows out wide. Press your occiput into the hands, draw your elbows back and create some tension here. Drawing the elbows back, enjoy this stretch here for a moment. Elbows as far back as you can. Wrap your elbows around your head and curl forward, round your belly. Use your tummy muscles to keep your back safe and open up the back. Tugging a little bit on your head, but not too much. Let it feel good. Nothing should hurt. It might be tender as you stretch. Take an extra couple breaths here, rounding your upper back. Inhale, lift back up, arms open wide. Open your arms wide. Give yourself a huge hug. Squeeze as tight as you can. Squeezing as if you're gripping one of those super tight weeds. You want to really yank out. Squeeze tight, huge breath in, pour it in. Exhale, squeeze a little tighter. Inhale, sitting up tall, releasing slowly, letting your arms come all the way out to the side. Big fists, squeeze tight. Pinch your scapula, tight. Squeeze your face, tight. Release the scapula, release your hands wide, spread your fingers wide. Lots of energy flow here. Lower your arms to the floor, turn them outward and reach them up. Palms together, turn them outward, a big like snow angel circle, landing downward, turn them out, reach them up. Turn them out, and we'll stop halfway, turning them back to front, and give yourself a hug in the opposite way, huge squeeze. And round a little bit, let your back have a moment, creating some space and sunlight and breath and blood flow in all the tight muscles of your back that work so hard, especially if you've been reading. Huge breath in, pour it down into every nook and cranny. Exhale it out. Inhale, sit up as tall as you can. Untangle, stretch your arms wide, and lower your hands to the floor. Shrug your shoulders up as tight as you can. Massage your occiput here. Let it be a juicy, kind, delicious massage. Oof. And lower down, let it melt. Let your palms face forward. Take a moment to integrate. Notice tingles in your fingers and your toes. Breathe. Wiggle your fingers. And open your eyes if they happen to be closed. And you're gonna untangle your feet, take out some block or bolster if you're sitting on it, and stretch your legs long, banging your knees. Move the flesh of your seat a little bit so you can root your ischial spines downward. Bend your knees, gently wiggle toes, create some movement in the toes. Notice if there's any achiness in the toes, spreading them as absolutely wide as you can. Release them. Point your toes and stretch your knees out and round your back. Slide forward down your shins to your ankles. Let your head and neck release. And have a little waggle on your sit bones, enjoying any sensations there. You might bend elbows if you choose. Wiggling toes again. Rolling your ankles in both directions. Sliding up your shins to your knees, to your thighs. We're gonna sweep our feet around and come right up to downward dog. And stretch your spine here. Let this be a spine stretch. Send your rear end and your coccyx as high as you can towards the sky, and lower your head and neck, and just take a moment to hang here. Lifting up on your tippy toes, not stretching your back of your legs too much yet, letting your spine stretch. You might even bend your knees gently and send your sit bones up a little more. Now lift up as high as you can on your tippy toes and lower the right heel, bend to the left. Switch sides, bend to the right, lower the left.
Lifting all the way up as high as you can on your tippy toes. Lower both heels and allow that energy to move. Creating space in between all the tiny tendrils of the plant, if you think of your back body as that. All the little nerve fibers, muscle fibers. Send the breath in there, flushing it out, creating space. Sending the breath in there, maybe even a little water, lubrication in there. You might wag your tail a little bit up in the sky. Huge breath in. Use the breath. And a huge breath out. Thinking about that weeding in your life, pouring it into your breath, into your chest, wrapping your heart with it, into your belly, into your rib cage. Exhale, let it out. Walk your hands towards your feet, widen your feet, bend your knees, and you're gonna put your elbows on your thighs and sink down for a minute. You're not in chair pose, you're actually resting and your back is released. And just sway on your feet. Lift up all 10 toes. Send them down like roots. Straightening your knees, but they don't have to straighten all the way. You release your elbows and hang like a rag doll or dangling. And just enjoy a swing. Let this be not a hamstring stretch, but a lower back stretch. Rounding your back, creating some space. Lowering your hands and unroll all the way up to stand. Standing tall. And take a moment here to breathe. Notice how you feel. Standing in mountain pose or Tadasana, send your roots downward, each big toe, little toes, all the way into the earth like roots. Notice the balls of your feet, the soles of your feet, and draw the energy up through the earth, just like a plant, growing tall, into your belly. Grow the crown of your head to the sky. Huge breath in, pour it into every nook and cranny, and exhale, let it settle. Taking a moment with eyes closed here to ponder this concept of weeds and which ones need pulling and which ones don't, and whether you want to go for those deep-rooted, really hard to pull ones, or the light ones that just sort of creep around and just are easy to pull out if you go there. And you get to choose, neither's better or worse. Opening eyes, and we will come into tree pose, just shaking things out. And before you start, so there's nothing tense. Let your left leg be your tree trunk, kickstand your right foot, and bring your hands to heart center to help you balance. Slide your foot up to your calf to start. You'll draw your right knee back, engage your glute here. And you might stop here, noticing your roots in your left toes. You might reach your branches up to the sky. Let it feel amazing here, and find your center, find your balance. Opening your arms out wide, reaching them back up to the sky. Interlace your fingers and point those pointer fingers to the sky. Huge breath in and out. Open your arms out wide again. Bring your hands to your hips. Bring your knee forward, and you're going to stretch your leg forward and bend your knee. And stretch it forward and bend your knee. Turn your foot back to your calf, your knee out wide for one more moment here. And draw your foot forward and then shake it all out. You're like that weed of a tree that won't let go, gripping downward with that left foot. So shaking it out, shaking your calf out. Letting go of all the things you're gripping onto and holding tight, just like a weed. Don't be a weed yourself. That's an amusing thought. Send your right leg down. Use the four corners of your feet, root them into the earth, and spread your toes down deeply. Kickstand your left heel, bring your hands to heart, slide your foot up to your calf, and reach your arms up as high as you can. Breathing. grow tall. Engage your belly here. Standing as tall and beautiful as you can, elegantly as a tree. Noticing how it feels to stand tall and elegantly rather than gripping. Opening your arms out wide. Reaching them up to the sky once again. Interlace your fingers, point your fingers, go up. And if you tip, be graceful. No judgment. Bringing your hands back to your heart. Bring your knee forward, extend it, and bend it. Extend it, and bend it. And lower down and shake it all out. Really shake it. And we're gonna come to the top of your mat and do at least one sun salutation, just to open up your back body as well. Opening your arms out and up, your palms will come together, and you'll drip forward, forward, fold. Inhale and lengthen. Let your back stretch, your hamstring stretch. Exhale, plant down. Step back to plank or top of the push-up. And take a moment here to find your belly. Have a little waggle. Find center. Notice what feels good. Notice all 10 toes on the earth, all 10 fingers. Shift your weight forward and lower down, chaturanga, to the earth. Inhale for that low cobra, stretching out your lower back. Exhale, lower down. Curl your toes and lift up to downward dog. Once again, stretch, stretch, stretch your back here. Let it feel amazing. Notice any tension, any spots that might feel gripped by weeds. Send the breath there, thinking physically and emotionally and metaphorically what might be the tension. Walk the dog and notice how that feels. Sometimes it's just shifting right and left like a car stuck in the mud. Sometimes to get the weeds out, you have to waggle them a little bit. Lift up onto your 10 toes, tippy toes, lower your head, shaking your head, loosening it. Let your sit bones reach as high as they can and lower your heels to the floor, allowing the energy to shift here. From here, we're going to bring that left foot forward and come down onto your right knee. Come into a low lunge, and you can use a block if you wish. Sending your back knee backwards, and let your hip flexor open up. The front of the hip is where there are a lot of weeds. If you have 2 blocks, you can use those. Get creative. Any kind of lift might help here, or you can bring your hands to your thighs and reach the crown of your head to the sky. Do what feels best to you. And notice here too if a little bit of rocking or loosening, just like you do with a tough weed, can create space in that hip flexor. Seeing if there's anything you can loosen and pull out to let go of, metaphorically of course, in your hip with this time, attention, breath. Are there any light weeds in there that you can pull easily? Things you're carrying that are just not a big deal. Just grab down and pull out really easily. One more breath here. And we will straight your front leg, coming into half splits, being really kind to your hamstring here, letting it open up. Wiggling your toes. You can point your toe and flex your ankle. Point your toe and flex your ankle. Once more, point and flex. If you're using the blocks, move them out of the way. Plant your hands on the floor. Come back to hands and knees here. Plant your hands and take a moment on hands and knees to enjoy a cat-cow. Let your heart shine forward. Suck that belly all the way up into cat. Drop your head and neck. High, 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 high. Inhale for cats. Exhale for cow. Come down onto the floor for puppy pose. Let your heart melt. Let your forehead be on the floor. Let your shoulders stretch. Huge breath in. Pour it into the backs of the shoulders, the armpits, letting your heart sink towards the floor, creating space behind the heart. You might try curling your toes here rather than being on the tops of your feet. Stretch the toes a little bit. You'll press into your hands and your elbows and slowly slide forward into Sphinx, moving your knees back, stretching your lower back. Let your heart shine forward. Press the tops of your feet into the earth here, the front of your hip bones into the floor. Let your heart shine forward. Pressing elbows downward, palms downward, lifting up the crown of your head. Taking some breaths, weaving that lower back area, giving it breath and space. If you close your eyes, you might envision weeds that you're loosening and pulling out, if that resonates. And we'll slide our hands backwards and shift back into child's pose to stretch the lower back, always being kind in the transitions, making sure you take the time. Coming back to tabletop, you're going to bring your right foot forward, and we're going to come into that low lunge on this side. Wiggle those front toes forward, and place your hands on your lower, your upper thigh, or use a block. And let your left hip flexor have a moment of stretch and space. Yoga's a little bit like reading. It weeds out the noise and the stuff, letting the breath pour through, letting the clogs loosen, letting things have space and time and oxygen to breathe. Noticing your front toes and your back knee. Are you being kind? Do they need to adjust in any way? Straight your front knee here and shift backwards. Stretch the front leg, coming into a half splits. Release your lower back here. Point your toes and flex your ankle. Enjoy the shin and the back of the legs. Let this be a little bit of like a flossing of the nerve, or the combing of some tangled hairs, or loosening tough weeds in the back of the leg. There's a lot of stuff that's held there tight. Can we loosen it? Remember to breathe as you do so. Once more. And you'll bring your hands to the inside of your foot, bringing it back to tabletop, planting your hands, and once again, a couple cat-cows for the lower back. And let your belly have a delightful stretch as well. When you're ready, curl your toes and lift up to downward dog again. Sending your sit bones high, breathing deeply. Huge breaths in and out. Walking your hands back towards your feet. Come into ragdoll once again. Bend your knees juicily, generously. Bring your hands behind you. Cross them at your sacrum and extend them. Let them fall forward. Let your shoulders have a stretch. Noticing any tight, suffocating, tense stuff in the front of the shoulders. Maybe rocking, using your toes and the four corners of your feet to settle you and steady you. Let your hands fall forward. Bring your hands to your sacrum. Slide them down the backs of your legs. Engage your belly and unroll all the way up, sweeping your arms out and up. Your palms will come together. Let them drip forward to heart center. Take a moment here. letting everything settle and integrate. Notice how you feel. Lowering your hands by your sides, palms open to the front in that receptive position, adjusting feet, finding steady, and growing as tall as you can. Taking a moment here to pause for any insight or thoughts on weeds in your life you might like to pull, whether they're persistent deep roots that maybe need a tool, or those little light easy ones you just grab and they just pop out. And an invitation here to think about tools. I got the most fabulous tool last year. It's called Grandma's Weeder, which I'm a little embarrassed about, but it's got this foot pedal and it takes out all those like really deep, hard to grab, squeezes them and you press and it just pulls them out. It's magical. It's not totally easy in that you have to still get them out of the appliance, but boy, it's a life changer. So how can you help yourself get an amazing tool that somebody's grandma invented? It's not actually for grandmas, it was invented by a grandma who couldn't bend over, to get those weeds out more easily. What might that look like? Wiggling fingers and toes. Huge breath in, pour it in through your chest, belly, pelvis, down your legs, into your feet, into the earth. Rooting downward, and exhale, let it out the other way. Bring your hands now to your hips. You're going to widen your feet, coming into, so come to this, face the side of your mat, so that the sides of your feet are facing the front and back of the mat. And you'll hinge forward at the waist, use your belly here, lower your hands. If you want a block, use that. And take a moment here, back flat, to enjoy the backs of the legs. Lowering your palms to the earth, releasing your head. You might put your head on the block if you have one, and you might reach your hands back between your legs, taking a moment in an inversion, upside down. Just letting things tip upside down, seeing the world a little bit differently. Noticing, one, that you can turn upside down and everything is fine. And two, there might be a different perspective here. Bring your hands to your ankles if you can. That feels good. You might even tug your ankles a little bit, increasing the stretch of the leg. Plant your hands to the earth, straight your elbows, come to that half lift. Bring your hands back to your waist and root into your feet, coming upright. You're using a lot of energy in your legs here. Heel toe your feet a little bit closer, coming into that plie or second position for anyone who did ballet, and sit down into a squat here. Take a moment in the bounce, adjusting your toes, lifting up all 10 toes, rocking to your feet, noticing the cells on each sole of your feet. It's not proper English. Sinking down a little bit further. Notice if you're hinged way forward and sit up tall. Let your legs do the work here. Reaching your arms up all the way above you into clasped hands. Point your fingers, reach to the sky. Sit a little bit lower. Shoot your legs up. Open your arms, come into star pose. Bring your hands to your hips. We're going to turn to the right, whichever way that is for you. You're going to pigeon toe your back foot, turn your front foot to face the front or top of your mat, and then turn your back foot so it is slightly outturned. Hands at hips, shift your hips to face forward. Bring your hands behind you. If you can grasp your elbows, do that. If you cannot grasp your elbows, you can just grasp your wrists or you can grab a strap. Root into your front foot and steady your back foot first. Engage your belly and you're going to hinge forward at the waist slowly. and drop your head towards your leg. Pausing and breathing here. Rooting your toes into the earth. You can also clasp your fingers and let your hands come overhead. If you wish, some of you might be able to do that reverse prayer. My wrists don't do that. I don't know why. But they never have. Engage your belly here. Slowly come up halfway. Come up all the way. Release your hands, shake them out. And you're going to bring that front foot a bit midline, shifting your weight into the front foot. We're going to fly here, fly free, as if you pulled out that weave and it's just flying free. And you're flying free once you have. You will bring your hands to heart, shift your weight into your front foot, lifting up off the back foot, tipping forward, and you'll spread your arms wide to fly. Enjoy the flight, what it feels like to be free of all those tightens. You might bend and straighten your standing leg, or move your arms around if that feels fun. Have fun during the flight. Lower your back foot down. Bring your hands to your waist, and you're going to turn to face the other way, to the left. And you'll set your feet up for the hinge forward first, grasping your elbows. You might have a little more room this time. It might be your forearms. Letting your shoulders drop down and back and your heart shine forward. Engage that belly, and you hinge at the waist. You're using a lot of energy in your legs and your feet as you do this. Enjoy the stretch in the back of the front leg. And if you wish, you can hinge all the way forward. Your hips are square to the top or bottom of the mat. And go just as far as you can. And it doesn't matter if it matches the other side. Let it be imperfect. Trying to remember to breathe. Inhale, lift back up, halfway. Lift all the way up. Slowly, let the blood flow readjust. Release your hand, shake it out. And you'll move that front foot a little more midline, getting ready to fly on this side. Lift up onto your tippy toes on the back foot. Hands to heart center to start. Bend that front knee. Setting yourself up for success. Send your front toes into the earth like roots. And lift your back leg up. Coming to fly. Engaging your glute here, rolling your hands, wrists, ankles. Let it be a lovely flight. Noticing how it feels to fly free. Something we rarely do. And when you're ready, bring your hands back to heart and tip backwards to stand. Turn your toes to the sides of, face the side of the mat. And you'll heel toe your feet together, coming back to stand in Tadasana, and just notice how you feel. Sending your roots downward. Noticing here as if you are the flower that has been weeded around. How does it feel? What did you pull out? Bring a hand to heart, another hand to top, letting go of any judgment about how all the weeds got there, or if your garden is very overgrown. Doesn't matter. And we will release our hands and shake our feet out and come to lie down today. And you can have a block nearby if you wish. When you arrive, come right into a ball, squeezing your lower back, squeezing everything tight, 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 tight. Again, a quick tool to upregulate your parasympathetic nervous system. And then release your knees, lower your feet to the earth. Draw your knees together, feet apart, and palms on the floor. Coming into what we call in yoga constructive rest. Enjoy a few breaths. Noticing your five senses here, what you feel. You're outside, maybe some breeze, or maybe you feel the firmness of the earth beneath you. What you taste, what you hear. Maybe opening eyes and notice what you see. Bring your arms overhead into an easy cactus shape. And we will windshield wiper our knees here. Drop them to the right, bringing the knees back together, and drop them to the left here. A little bit like weeding as you're pulling the lead out, weeding your lower back, your belly, anything here you might like to pull loose. You're using your body as a guide. Sometimes things pop up when you're in your body that your brain just doesn't register. Or sometimes our noisy brain gets in the way. And in yoga, when you are embodied and in your body, there's a lot more clues to what you might like to lead out. Or maybe you just have a sense there's a lot of weeding to do that you're not quite sure yet what it is. And that's okay too. If you want to pause on one side and let it be a little bit luxurious, like a morning stretch, use the breath here. If you're pausing, let the breath lengthen and extend all the way to your knee. Let it out. Bring your knees together and switch sides. And back together. Untangle everything here. Bring your arms back by your sides. And you're going to bring your knees up to a 90-degree angle, one at a time. Gluing your knees together, gluing your medial malleoli together. Flex your ankles, spread your toes. Your tummy is working here. And you'll rock to have your sacrum be flat. And you're going to reach both arms up. Palms will face together. And stretch that right arm and left leg long. Enjoy the lengthening of the left side. Point your toe. And we'll come back to center. Same thing on the other side. Let the stretch lengthen from one end to the other. Noticing if there's any little bits of weeds that might be pulling out there. Coming back to center. Once more, root your navel, your belly to the floor, your sacrum to the floor. Stretch as long as you can. And come back to center. And the very last one, let it feel really amazing. And come back to center. 90 degrees here. You're going to raise one leg to the sky and the other leg to the sky. Adjust your head. Your arms are actually still up in the sky. You're using your belly here, but you're letting the blood flow come back down towards your heart. You're going to lower your elbows and your palms to the floor. And notice what happens with the palms on the floor. A little bit more support. Root that belly downwards. Roll your ankles in the opposite directions. And the other way. Come back to center. And let's just have a temper tantrum here. Shaking your feet, releasing, releasing, releasing. Use your belly. Make it really vigorous. Lots of energy release. Letting go. This might be letting go of any of those weeds you pulled, or maybe you're just really going at it in one spot of your garden. Just releasing, shifting the energy. Come back to stillness. Wiggle your toes, let it be light. Open your legs wide, use your belly here, and bring it back to center. Bend one knee and then the other. Straight one leg and then the other, reaching to the sky. wiggling toes. Bend one knee and then the other, and you'll lower one foot and then the other. Widen your feet. Plant your palms on the earth and lift up to bridge pose. Engage your glutes here and your hips, reaching them to the sky. Shimmy your shoulders underneath you. Send your hips all the way up, as if you're pulling out a weed with your hips. Engage your knees, let them energetically connect. And you'll notice here that tension in your throat chakra. Everything is clogged. Noticing if that's familiar. There may be weeds in there. And in there, the clogs are usually things that you want to say or need to say to yourself or someone else that you're not saying. Readjust your feet here if any micro adjustments are needed. Lift your hips up even higher. Stretch your back. Let your heart hang light. Untuck your shoulders. Unroll your belly. Come to rest on the floor. Take a moment here in this version of constructive rest. Bringing your soles of your feet together, knees apart. Bring a hand to heart and a hand to belly. Coming into Supta Baddha Konasana, reclining butterfly. Just noticing what you notice. Integrate here. Let yourself feel whatever has come up, but letting it move freely. No need to control it, just letting it be seen. Anything in your heart under one hand, in your belly under the other. Three more breaths here. Bring your hands to the outer edge of your thighs and draw your knees together. Walking your feet out a little bit wider, reset your sacrum, and we're going to come into happy baby. Draw your knees in and then reach for the soles of your feet and allow yourself to rock on your lower back, massage it, let it feel good. You might straighten one leg and then the other, or you might not. Play with it. Let it feel really, really good. When you're ready, bring the soles of your feet together and your heels together and draw them into your groin and enjoy an inner thigh moment. Releasing your feet to the floor. Your feet will be a little bit closer than hips width. You're going to plant your forearms and palms on the floor, pick your hips up, send them 6 inches to the right, draw your knees in, and tip leftward. Coming into a twist, you might need to restack your hips here when you arrive, and draw your knees a little bit closer to your head here, so they're like a 90 degree. And your right arm can extend or be in a cactus. Do what feels okay to your shoulder and your chest muscles. And if you want to gaze to the right, do that. Letting your belly enjoy a little massage in your hips and your waist. And creating some space here, as if your core has been weeded and there's some space here, or maybe you're loosening those weeds, or whatever metaphor feels good to you. To me, it's just the thinking about them and pondering them in a light way and bring some clarity. And maybe it just begins the thought process and the clarity becomes later because of it. Bring your gaze back to center. And your right arm planted on the floor back by your waist. You'll release that left hand, rolling onto your sacrum. Pick up your hips here and draw your hips about 12 inches to the left. You're going to draw your knees back in and once again roll to the opposite side this way. Drawing your knees in so your right arm can land on the left thigh and your left hand can come out or into a cactus shape, whatever feels good to you. And if you wish, you can gaze to the left. And if your left arm doesn't want to extend, just leave it on the floor. Sometimes twists feel like a very stubborn weed. Breathing into it and softening in. We'll turn our gaze back to center, releasing hands, rolling back onto your back. Stretch your legs long and your arms long in either direction. Grow as tall as you can. Tall, 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 tall. Let this be an absolutely luxurious stretch in both directions. Pointing, growing taller, even taller. Exhale, release. And we are going to come into Shavasana. You can choose if you want to do reclining butterfly or legs extended. You might want to put a bolster or blocks under your knees. Do what works for you. And let go of control of your breath. Let your body sink into the earth wherever you are. And if you're still getting ready, take your time. But allowing yourself here to stop efforting, to stop thinking, to stop holding, to stop controlling. It's kind of a chance to admire your work, to let things integrate, to let your garden adjust to that more weed-free state. Never will be weed-free. Letting yourself enjoy a rest, a few moments of peace and calm and ease. Shavasana. Feel free to stay as long as you would like.
if you're ready to come up, gently and ever so slowly deepen your breath. We go one finger and one toe at a time, enjoying the coming out as much as the experience. Be connecting to your body and the world on purpose with intention. Enjoy another absolutely delightful stretch, one that feels so incredible. And when you're ready, rolling over to one side and pausing here, a pause to ponder the reading, anything from your practice that has come to mind that needs weeding in your garden, in your life. What kind of weeds are there? What might be the approach you'd like to take? Or maybe you're just acknowledging that there's some weeding that needs to be done at some point. And when you feel complete and ready and settled, only then, you can make your way up to a seat. And when you arrive, close your eyes once again, if that's okay with you. Sit comfortably. Take a minute to get comfortable. Rooting sit bones downward, growing your spine tall to the sky. Bring a hand to heart and another hand to top. Taking a couple breaths here as you accommodate to being back upright in the world. And we'll bring your hands together, creating a little bit of heat and energy and sensation, becoming a little bit more awake and alert. Bringing your thumbs to your sternum. Thank you all so much for practicing with me today. May we all have a week of moving forward a little bit more weed-free, with perhaps a strategy for approaching how we might like to encounter some of those weeds in our garden and in our lives going forward, making that journey a little less challenging and a little bit more fun. The light and love in me reflects and honors the light and love in each and every one of you. Namaste.